Hello there. I'm continuing to look at some of the verses from what is known as the Sermon on the Mount, but looking at Luke's version, which is contained in Luke chapter 6. I'm looking at verses 37 and 38. And this, I think, seems to fit very much with the idea that what you do to others is what you will get back. You know, Jesus himself said, "Do unto others what you would that they would do unto you." A bit like the principle of sowing. What you sow towards others is what you will receive back. And it is, as we were thinking yesterday, all about your heart attitude. What's in your mind when you think about others? Because it is possible to treat others well, but actually to have a really bad attitude towards them in your heart and mind. I'm using the word heart in the sort of way that the Bible tends to do, not meaning the pump that beats and sends blood round your body, but your emotional center, the center of your emotional life. What are you thinking when you are doing good to others? Are you resenting their interference in your life? Are you wishing you were doing something you enjoy better? Be careful what's going on in your head, even when you're doing things, because Jesus is always, he says here, I've gone on to this verse in verse 45, which says, "The good person out of the treasure of their heart produces good, and the evil out of his evil treasure produces evil, for out of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaks." It's what's inside that should be coming out, not something inside being different to what comes out. But these verses here, listen to them. "Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Now, you could change it round and say, judge, and you will be judged. Condemn, and you will be condemned. Do not forgive, and you will not be forgiven. The attitude we give to others is what we will reap. Then it goes on to say, "Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you give will be the measure you get back." I often think, when you buy, say, a packet of cereal or whatever it is, and you open it up and you find it's only half full, it's because as it has settled, the contents have settled and the air has moved, and you've got less than a full box, or it's settled. Well, when God gives, he shakes it, he fills the container, shakes it so that it settles, fills it again, shakes it so that it settles, fills it again until it's actually running over. You can't outgive God. Mostly one thinks of this in terms of financial things, monetary giving. And it is so true in monetary giving. If you are short of money, the first thing to look at is your giving. Are you giving God his portion? If you do, he will honour that. I've known many people who don't believe this, who will say it's impossible. It doesn't add up. No, it doesn't add up. God's not very good at maths, When you give him first, he pours into your lap. Give with a good heart, knowing that he will provide. And one or two have made comments of my teaching about giving before and say, I struggle, I worry, I'm anxious. Well, you've got to start at the root of that, at the core thing is, at the core of you being anxious about money and about provision, is that you're not trusting God. At the core, you're not trusting God. This verse says, "Give, and it will be given to you." Not it might be, or it could be, or if you're really good, it will be. No, if you give to God, if you give generously, settle in your mind that God will provide for you. And then stop asking him. Stop asking him. Because he's promised he will. When you ask him, you're showing a doubt that he will provide. Just thank him. Thank him for his generosity and his giving to you. He will never let you go without. He may not give you everything you want, but he will give you your daily bread. So let me read you these verses from the Good News Bible. The one I was using just before was the New Revised Standard Version. But in the Good News Bible it says this: "Do not judge others, and God will not judge you. Do not condemn others, and God will not condemn you. Forgive others, and God will forgive you. Give to others, and God will give to you. Indeed, you will receive a full measure, a generous helping, poured into your hands, all that you can hold. The measure you use for others is the one that God will use for you." The measure you use for others. If you're stingy in your giving, God will be stingy in his giving to you. There's a psalm, I'm not sure exactly where it says it, but you could Google it, that he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. God has not got a problem with provision. He's got plenty. But what he's got a problem with is our hearts and minds that are constantly anxious about what will happen next. And he wants us to have peace and trust and the knowledge that as we follow Jesus, as we follow the Good Shepherd provides for his sheep. He doesn't leave them hungry. He provides. The Father cares for his children. He provides. That's his job. He's taken it on. And he loves to give. But he wants our hearts to be like his heart. We're not to worry. We're not designed to worry. But remember this teaching is so, what we give to others, what we extend to others, our thinking towards others is what we will get back. If we sow worry and anxiety, all we'll get back is worry and anxiety. But if we sow trust and faith and following, we will be blessed beyond anything we can measure. I know the Good News Bible is good, but I do like this picture of the good measure, pressed down, shaken together, until there's no more room in the container, and then it overflows. And that is God's generosity to us. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.